The gluteal tone technique is one of the most amazing things I have ever been able to come up with. Years ago, I had a client and a friend who showed up at my house late at night because she had a bodybuilding competition the following day and her gluteals had totally become flat. And she asked for my help. I'd never seen that before, but I went ahead and palpated the gluteus maximus, and turns out right at the very top of the gluteus maximus on the inside, where it attaches to the sacrum, right where the nerve outlets are, I noticed that there was a walnut-sized tension knot over each of the four nerves, and the rest of the gluteus maximus had gone flat after that. So I started working on those points and got them to release, and it was like magic. The gluteus maximus puffed back up. She'd been working out a lot, so it had a lot of energy to do that. But we realized that releasing these points could really make a big difference in the way that the gluteal muscles look. So I tried it on a lot of other people, and regardless of shape or size or even how much people exercise, although more exercise makes it react faster and better. But all of them look better after. We've done a lot of before and after pictures, and I've trained a lot of people in Colombia and around the United States, and all of my students have been able to get amazing results with the gluteus maximus, and it's a very popular technique now. Out of all the techniques I've taught, the gluteal tone technique has really caught on. So I'm going to go ahead and share this technique with you. We go through all the muscles of the gluteals and focus most of your attention on the gluteus maximus. Okay, go ahead and enjoy the course. In order to release the sacrum from the sacroiliac joint, to release tailbone pain syndromes, and to do a releaseology butt lift, let me show you how to release the glutes, the deep rotator muscles, and the pelvic floor muscles. Gluteus medius is the strongest muscle attached to the SI joint on the outside, to the ilium, and the gluteus maximus is the strongest muscle attached to the sacrum. So between the two, when those two muscles are tight, it pulls on the sacrum and the ilium at the same time, and that can shift the sacroiliac joint and put undue tension and cause pain inside that joint. So releasing the gluteus muscles also releases the sacroiliac joint besides releasing the tailbone. First, let me show you the releaseology technique for the gluteus medius. The gluteus medius abducts the femur, and the nerve that goes to it is called the upper gluteal nerve, or the greater gluteal nerve. To release it, the gluteus medius, you have to stretch it. So you want to be able to stretch the muscle in an adduction direction. So you have to push the thigh towards the other thigh to stretch it, and with one hand. And with the other hand, you have to form a phalanx kind of position with your fingertips and do pressure point release right into the middle of the muscle, which takes off of the, from the ilium, from kind of the top of the ilium, and drops down to the greater trochanter, which is the bump on the outside of the femur where it attaches. So I'm just kind of showing you the line of the muscle here and getting situated. So let me go ahead and show you how we do this. My fingers are just about in the right position for doing the stretch and for doing the pressure point release. So let's go ahead and lay into it. Go ahead and watch for a second. See, I'm stretching the leg, pushing the leg bone towards the other leg bone. And while I'm doing that, I'm feeling the actual gluteus medius stretch with under my fingertips on the upper part where I'm feeling the pressure points. So I'm slowly increasing my pressure, still increasing my pressure, and now I'm going to really lay into it. So I'm actually pushing from a kind of a martial arts stance on the ground, where I'm standing, and through my body, straight into both hands, about equal pressure into both hands, but I'm really pushing hard into my fingertips. And I'm definitely feeling the stretch with the lower hand that's stretching the thigh towards the other thigh. So a lot of stretch, a lot of pressure, intensifying right into the tightest fibers of the gluteus medius. And now I'm going to slowly start backing my pressure out, making it feel like I'm backing out, even though I don't really go anywhere for a good 60 seconds. So slowly backing my pressure out, making it feel like I'm backing out, and I feel like a release just happened. Do you see that? So the muscle just kind of softened up. It's because I felt a release. So let's try again. The gluteus medius is a large muscle, a lot bigger than other muscles we've been working on. So let's try different sections of it. You do the yang and yin pulse just like I did. Do it a few times, and definitely do it until you really feel energy going through your body. Repeat it until you get the whole gluteus medius to release. By releasing the gluteus medius, you definitely allow the sacroiliac joint to line up again. So did you know that you can get a butt lift by releasing the gluteus maximus muscle. The gluteus maximus, right where it attaches to the sacrum, can get really, really tight and pinch its own nerves. When it does, it loses tone and it drops and becomes flat. By releasing the muscle tension around the nerve outlets, right where the gluteus maximus attaches to the sacrum, you can increase the tone of the butt and really make it lift up. Okay, let's show you the gluteus maximus. The gluteus maximus is the strongest muscle in the body. It is strong enough to propel us upstairs to, when we jump or run. The gluteus maximus is giving us most of the power. It's a big giant muscle. Look at that thing. And the sciatic nerve travels under it. And it forms into the IT band, the tendons of the gluteus maximus, and that goes down to the knee. It attaches to the tibia ultimately. And right where I'm pressing is close to the attachment of the gluteus maximus onto the sacrum, and that's where the gluteal nerves come out. So those nerves, if they're pinched because the gluteus maximus is too tight, right where I'm pressing, those nerves get compressed and someone could really lose tone in their butt. I've seen it happen before with weightlifters where the gluteus maximus gets so locked up right there that it actually pinches the gluteal nerves. So by doing this, you can release the gluteus maximus right where the nerves come out. It makes it both stronger and it makes it look a lot better. I've seen butts that were flat puff up just by releasing the outlets here. So it's a way of increasing the strength and making the butt look better. So did you see how I did that? What I did is I just went straight into the attachment, forcing a stretch with the muscle while I was pressing into it towards the attachment. And I'm just doing it until I feel like it can release, and then slowly backing my pressure out and triggering a release. When it releases, I feel like it really melts. So let's show you how to do the IT band release, because the IT band is basically the tendon for the gluteus maximus and the tensor fasciae latae, a muscle that's in the front of the hip. And the gluteus medius forms the core of the IT band, so you even help the gluteus medius by releasing the IT band. If someone has tailbone pain, it's either this muscle, the coccygeus, or it's the levator ani muscle, which the coccygeus pulls on the coccyx, and the levator ani pulls also on the coccyx. So both of those can cause tailbone pain, but the biggest muscle, of course, is the gluteus maximus, which attaches to the back, and we already went over that. So we're basically done with the muscles that can cause tailbone pain. Release all these, and tailbone pain will go away. Remember that the nerves that come out of the tailbone, the coccyx nerves, actually are the nerves that go to the bladder and the colon and all the lower organs. So the physiology of all those functions should improve after releasing tension around the tailbone, besides relieving that horrible tailbone pain that a lot of people get.